Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a traditional sew-in on a returning client. She's currently transitioning from a relaxer, and instead of chopping all her hair off, we're growing it out strategically by using a sew-in to protect her natural hair during the process. In this video, I'm breaking down why sew-ins are one of the best protective styles for growing out a relaxer safely and with minimal breakage. So let's dive in. Alright, so this is my client's hair before. She's about half relaxer and half new growth. When you're transitioning from a relaxer, your hair is in one of the most fragile states. You have two very different textures living on the same strand. Where those two textures meet is called the line of demarcation. And that line is the weakest point of your hair, which is why so many people experience breakage during their transition phase. So the sew-in is going to be our process to protect her hair while she's allowing her new growth to come in. Alright, to prep her hair for her install, I'm going in with an Olaplex treatment, which is a bond building treatment. Olaplex works by strengthening the internal bonds of the hair. When hair has been chemically processed like a relaxer, those bonds are weakened over time, which makes the hair more prone to snapping and shedding. For transitioning hair especially, bond repair is extremely important because we're asking the hair to coexist in two different states at the same time, while still maintaining strength and flexibility. Olaplex helps by reinforcing the hair from the inside out, making it better equipped to handle braiding, sewing, and the long-term protective styling. By strengthening her hair before the install, we're reducing the risk of breakage and supporting better length retention while her hair grows underneath. To assist the Olaplex treatment and for a moisture boost, I'm going in with a hair steamer because well-hydrated hair is more flexible, which means it's less likely to snap at the demarcation line. Alright, after the Olaplex treatment, I always follow up with a moisture focused shampoo. So I'm going in with the moisture shampoo from my Timelessly Curly hair care line. Bond building treatments like Olaplex strengthen the hair, but moisture is what keeps it flexible and resilient, especially when dealing with transitioning hair. When you're growing out a relaxer, both textures need hydration, but for different reasons. The relaxed hair tends to be drier and more porous, while the natural new growth needs more moisture to stay soft and manageable. The moisture shampoo will help replenish hydration without stripping the hair, which is extremely important before a sew-in install. This step is going to help smooth her cuticle, improve elasticity, and prepare her hair to be braided without unnecessary stress or tension. Alright, after washing out her shampoo, I'm gonna follow up with the deep repair treatment, which is the deep conditioner of the line. I love it because it's super moisturizing and protein rich. It has keratin protein, which is a natural protein found in our hair, which is going to be important to keep the moisture and protein balance in her hair, especially because she's growing out a relaxer. Keratin protein is going to help reinforce the structure by filling in any weak and damaged areas along the strand. For relaxed hair specifically, this adds strength where the hair has been compromised from the chemical processing. But at the same time, the moisturizing component makes the hair so soft, elastic, and flexible. It makes detangling your hair such a breeze. I love it because it gives your hair that moisture boost without feeling heavy. So even people with fine hair can use it and love it. Alright, to prep her hair for her blow dry, I'm going in with the Emergency Miracle Treatment, which is the leave-in conditioner of the line. And I love this leave-in conditioner because it is so lightweight. It goes into the hair rather than sits on top. For transitioning hair especially, lightweight products are key, and that's because you don't want anything that's going to cause heavy buildup and make the hair feel coated. Product buildup always leads to dryness, and dryness always leads to breakage. Then I'm going in with Lay Dew, which is my blow dry cream. And I love using a blow dry cream because it keeps the hair so moisturized, so soft and smooth after being blow dried. And that's so important because we know a blow dryer can really leave the hair feeling dry and crunchy, which we don't want, especially when we're transitioning, because dry hair makes breakage so easy. And finally, to seal in all the moisture and for added heat protection, I'm going in with the amethyst oil. I love this oil because it's truly multi-use. You're going to see me grab it a few times, and that's because it's a great heat protectant. It also seals in moisture without being heavy, and it also adds a ton of shine to the hair. So I love having this. I use it literally on every client. Alright, so as I blow out my client's hair, let's quickly talk about why sew-ins are one of the best protective styles for relaxed and transitioning hair. And that is because when you have a sew-in, you significantly reduce daily manipulation. Every time you brush your hair, comb it, restyle it, your hair is experiencing stress. And especially when you're transitioning, that demarcation line can take a beating. By placing the hair in a protective style, we're limiting how often your hair is handled, which helps reduce breakage and allow the hair to grow without constant interference. Another reason why a sew-in is a great idea for relaxed or transitioning hair is because you can actually clean and nurture your hair. Unlike braids or other styles where you don't want to wash your hair because it's going to compromise the style, with a sew-in you can actually keep up with your hair routine, wash your hair, restyle it, tend to your scalp, and everything is going to be all right. When you have relaxed hair, especially when you're transitioning, your hair needs moisture. There's no working around that. So you have to wear styles that lets you moisturize your hair and tend to it, or else that hair will no longer be on your head. And lastly, sew-ins support length retention, which is actually the real secret to growing your hair. Because hair is always growing, but length retention depends on how well we protect those ends and manage breakage over time. With a sew-in, especially when it's correctly installed and maintained properly, it creates an environment where your hair can grow, strengthen, and stay on your head. Alright, even while transitioning and wearing sew-ins, maintaining the ends of the hair is still important. So for her haircut, I'm focusing on removing any weak or thinning ends so that we're not carrying any damage forward. Even if you're deciding not to big chop and you want to transition the whole way through, it's important to do a haircut because it's going to give you some shape and it's going to make styling much easier. For this client in particular, we cut her hair into a bob, so when her hair is silk pressed, her hair looks so good because it has such a good shape to it, which makes it easier when she wants to wear her natural hair out and not have to wear a protective style. Alright, for her braid down, I'm going in with the Flex Paste, which is a lightweight braiding gel. And I love it because, like I said, it's lightweight. I don't want to use any heavy products on top of her transitioning hair. When she's wearing her install, I don't want anything blocking moisture from getting into her hair when she's ready to wash it. So I always use the Flex Paste because I know after time, it just seeps into the hair, allowing moisture to come in later. I also want to mention when it comes to my braid downs, you'll never see me use a net, and that's because I always want my client to have access to their scalp. Being able to cleanse, hydrate, and soothe the scalp helps prevent buildup, irritation, and inflammation during her long-term wear. So to reinforce the foundation without adding tension, I like to use braiding hair to strengthen the braids themselves. After finishing up her braid down, I'm going in with the amethyst oil to oil her scalp. This is going to help lubricate her scalp, lock in that moisture that we put in, and prevent any irritation as we install her hair. Alright, for her install today, I'm going in with the Kinky Straight Weft bundles from my Timelessly Curly hair extension line. This is in the length 20 inches, natural black, and I'm only gonna use 2 bundles of hair for her install, and you will see how full, you can already see how full this hair is. I love it because it blends in so well with our hair texture. When you're transitioning from a relaxer, choosing the right hair extension texture is just as important as the install itself. And that's because textures like Kinky Straight mimic the natural density and movement of textured hair, which makes blending easier and more natural without relying on excessive heat. The less heat you use to force your hair to blend, the less stress you place on the fragile demarcation line. So you want to use a texture that actually mimics your natural hair. So you can use less heat, you can cause less damage, and you can make sure your hair actually looks real. Alright, so as I style and blend my client's hair, let's talk about some common mistakes I see people make when it comes to a sew-in. One of them being that people leave their sew-ins in for too long. Even protective styles need maintenance. In the salon, I recommend my clients wear their sew-in no longer than 3 months, with a maintenance appointment at 6 weeks in between. Keeping a sew-in installed past its healthy window can lead to matting, excessive shedding, and scalp buildup, especially when transitioning hair is already more fragile. Another common mistake I see is people try to avoid washing their hair when it's in a sew-in, and a sew-in doesn't mean your scalp no longer needs care. Clean follicles, a clean scalp supports healthy growth, and neglecting the scalp can slow your progress and lead to irritation and inflammation. Alright, to blend her leave out, I'm going back in with the amethyst oil. And this also brings us to the last common mistake people make when wearing a sew-in, which is the excessive heat on the leave out. When you're transitioning, the leave out contains both relaxed hair and natural new growth, and they both respond differently to heat. Forcing the hair to blend with high heat weakens that line of demarcation and increases the risk of breakage over time. I don't recommend putting heat on your hair more than once a week. This is why it's so important to choose the right texture that blends in with your natural hair, because you want to give your hair some grace. You know that silk press that you did on a Sunday is not going to look the same by Wednesday. So get a texture that gives your hair some leeway, some give, so you don't have to keep going back in with heat. Alright, and here are the results. It looks like it is growing right out of her head. You can't tell me it's not. I'm also obsessed with how full her hair looks with only 2 bundles. The hair is full from root to ends, and it's gonna last her a while with proper care. And this is why I love sew-ins for transitioning clients, because not only does it offer protection, but it offers versatility and it gives you confidence during a season that can feel overwhelming. If you ever wondered if you can get a keratin treatment and wear a sew-in, you want to watch this upcoming video. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!